Stop what you're doing and answer me this. How is it possible to manage a team when your owner continues to buy more and more players? How? Tell me. I want to know. Yes! What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting installment of What Would You Do? Because ever since Todd Boehly took over as the co-owner and head of transfers of the Chelsea Football Club, I'm not really sure what his plan is, other than spending a ridiculous amount of money to try and solve every problem, which is what we all thought Newcastle were going to do, right? Right? That oil money solves all the problems, right? No! But to the surprise of many, Newcastle are making some smart signings, including the hiring of their super steady manager, Eddie Howe, and building up a good team chemistry and culture and laying a strong foundation. Also, they just look like they're enjoying themselves out there, which is kind of the opposite of Chelsea, to be honest. And this finds the tune, hoey the lads, in third in the league at the halfway point of the season, only 1 point behind the reigning champions Manchester City. And they're doing it with the best defense in the league and with only one loss in 19 league games, which really speaks to the we can't lose mentality that they have clearly created as a group, which is, let's be honest, what Chelsea should be doing, because have you seen their team? Lots of world-class players, but no real collective fight or spirit, and that's because how could they? The new owners, Boehly and Bedad Egbali, fired their Champions League winning coach Thomas Tuchel after 100 matches in charge and a little less than 20 months with the club, apparently because he was tough to work with. And I'm sure there actually are some players that Tuchel had isolated as well, like Romelu Lukaku, Christian Pulisic, and Hakim Ziyech, who felt the same way, that he's just difficult to be around. But when you have a summer of new signings come in, some of whom Tuchel didn't even want, mainly Dennis Zakaria, I'm looking at you, big guy, and then you fire Tuchel after a less than stellar start to the season, and then go steal Brighton's manager because Brighton seems to consistently overachieve with less talented players. And I put air quotes around less talented, okay? I know Brighton has a World Cup winning player in their squad, while Chelsea does not. And crap, I didn't finish asking my question. Anyway, so you make these summer signings of Raheem Sterling, Wesley Fofana, Kalidou Koulibaly, Marc Cucurella, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Zakaria, while getting rid of Timo Werner, Lukaku, Emerson, Billy Gilmore, Malang Sarr, and losing Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen, and Marcos Alonso for free, and letting Callum Hudson-Odoi leave on loan to Bayer Leverkusen, and then add in a significant injury to a significant player whom I love, in N'Golo Kante, who hasn't played since the end of August. And this total turnover of players alone would be difficult for any coach to manage, including the one that was there at the time in Thomas Tuchel, or any name of any experience of anyone in the same situation. So for the new owners to expect that this new guy, Graham Potter, is just gonna work miracles with a group of not only players, but human beings that he needs to get to know so that he can figure out how to get the most out of them, it's just an impossible task, especially while also being under immense pressure to win immediately. Oh no, there's no hating, Potter. You have everything that you need to win now, right now. And in case you need even more firepower that you probably didn't ask for, I just overpaid because I can for a loan deal on this Felix guy. Hopefully he's on his best behavior and doesn't get any silly red cards because he's perfect for our 4-4-3 formation. And also I overpaid for a player that we probably wouldn't even know his name if all those Brazilians hadn't left that Ukraine club that I can't pronounce, the Shakhtar Donetsk. But we couldn't let another London club get him, you know. We're the best in the city. No, you're not, Todd Boehly. You're in 10th overall in the league, and you're currently behind Arsenal, Tottenham, recently promoted Fulham, and Brentford as the 5th best team in London, the city that you're talking about. So your extravagant spending on players isn't solving your problems, Mr. Boehly. Also, as much as I love the moves that you're making to get some of the best young players around, like Monaco's 21-year-old center back Benoit Badiashile, 20-year-old striker David Datro Fofana from Norwegian club Molde, and 2 18-year-old midfielders in Carney Chukwuemeka from Aston Villa and Andre Santos from Brazilian club Vasco da Gama, because I feel it's super important to be thinking ahead and to be thinking about strengthening your team in the future. But when are these young players going to play? And over who? And given your current transfer strategy, you're just gonna buy the next big thing anyway, so how are these young players ever going to develop within the first team structure when there's so much turnover in the team? And when there's so much turnover in the team, How can you create an identity for the team itself? Who are you on the field, individually and collectively? How are you going to play and move as one on both sides of the ball? Because right now, if something isn't working, the plan seems to be to just try and buy the solution. But what kind of message does that send to the players that are already on the team? I'll tell you, you're just a bunch of cattle boys. They don't really care about you as a person. That's the vibe that I'm picking up on. If this lowly American has-been national team player Yankee can pick up on it, how about the guys that are in the locker room? How are they feeling? Because feelings matter. When you join a team as a player, when you support a team as a fan, you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, something special, something that gives purpose to everyone that cares about the club. And when you're a fan, you want to see that collective spirit be reflected in the players who are feeling the same way and doing it on the field. So you get this, I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. I should be a singer. Anyway, so what would you do if you were manager Graham Potter? How do you work through these relentless owners that seem to lack some serious patience, but still build something special with what feels like a new set of players coming in every week? The whole thing just feels like a giant shit show, which is crazy to think about because it's not due to a lack of trying. These new owners are trying, but maybe they're trying too hard. And that's ducking up the transfer market globally when they overpay for players. It's ducking up the culture of the team. It's ducking up anything Graham Potter is trying to establish, which as a comparison, it took Erik ten Hag some time at Manchester United as well, but he looks to be coming through it now. And I should say, actually, that's probably not a fair comparison since Ten Hag had a whole summer to get the players that he wanted and to shape the team in his mold with the proper offseason. Potter did not. Anyway, before I hear from you in the comments, here's what I would do, okay? And I'd like to think this is probably happening in some capacity, but I would have a big boy conversation with the new owners with my big boy pants, my big boy shoes, my big boy suit, and tell them to stop signing people, please. Even if it's one of Potter's former players at Brighton, Moises Caicedo, who I know he loves and who I admire too. What an absolute beast of a player. And at the very least, just wait to sign Caicedo in the summer. And then I would make certain with my coaching staff about how we want to play as a group. And then I would talk to every single player individually, all 80 of them that Chelsea have signed, about this identity and how we want to play and see if they're willing to buy in. If they're in, cool, welcome to the party. If not, then we appreciate this honesty, and we would make sure that we would find a good solution for us as a club and for you as a player in your career moving forward. But I'd have to tell them, let's focus on finishing the season with a good attitude, because if we win and we do well, then everybody wins. And I feel like at least the players would know where they stand and that you respect them as human beings, even if they want to leave for a better chance to actually play. And once all of this communication has been done, you get everyone to get to work, because the little things it takes to win games consistently only happen when you have buy-in from everyone, from the whole group, and clear communication and a clear plan helps get everyone on the same page. And when everyone is on the same page, the results will come. And when the results come, everyone on the field and in the stands will be happy, and everyone loves being happy. It really feels pretty good, which is how I feel when you guys take the time to support me in the channel, and definitely when you hit like and subscribe, and when you hop in the comments with your thoughts too. So I might be getting a little bit sappy here. Don't tell anyone. Now I want to hear from all of you. What would you do in this situation if you were the manager of the Chelsea Football Club? Give me your best takes. I love you all. Later.